Okay, so another end to another unit. Okay, we're going to finish off today. Now today is just going to be about the subtle things that can be asked, that they may not come right out and say here's the slope, but they actually do give you the slope if you understand the vocabulary. Okay, so we've already talked about parallel and perpendicular lines. So that's why we call this part do. What do you know about slopes of parallel lines? Two parallel lines. What do we know about the slopes, Connor? They are the same or equal. What do we know about the slopes of perpendicular lines? Hisham? They are negative reciprocals. Okay, so for parallel, if m equals a half, a line that would be parallel to it would be m equals 1/2. If you have perpendicular lines, if m equaled 1/2, something perpendicular to it would be what? -2, or more specifically, -2/1. Okay? Okay, so it says once drawn, the lines 3x minus 5y minus 10 equals 0, 4x plus 2y equals 9, and 10x plus 6y plus 18 equals 0 form a triangle. Prove that the triangle is a right angle. What is a synonym for right angle? Oksana? Perpendicular, right? When two things meet at a right angle, are they not perpendicular? So how can I prove that these lines would make a right angle triangle? Yeah? Okay. Okay, so let's actually put them in slope y-intercept forms, all of them. Okay? So if we have 3x minus 5y minus 10 equals 0, right? We want to get y by itself. Can we just divide by 5y, or 5? What do we do? Yes, Hisham? We're going to add 10, and what else can we add? Or subtract. We could subtract 3x. We can do that all in one step. So then I will get negative 5y equals negative 3x plus 10. Okay, I'm putting it in that order because I know mx plus b. Now the last thing is divide everybody by, now make sure you divide every term by -5. So y will equal 3/5 x plus, oh sorry, minus 2, not minus -2, minus 2. Okay? And it's positive 3/5 because a negative divided by negative is a positive. Okay, that's one line. Okay. Now the next one is 10x plus 6y plus 18 equals 0. Again, I want y by itself, so I'm going to minus the 10x here, and I'm going to minus the 18. So then I will get 6y equals negative 10x minus 18. Okay, now I'm going to divide by divide by 6. Y will equal, now this is negative 10/6. Negative 10/6 is negative 5/3 x minus 3. Okay, last one is, oh, I missed this one, sorry. I should have done that one second. Okay, the next one is 4x plus 2y equals 9. So I didn't see that little guy tucked in there. So I'm going to minus 4x to start this off. So I'll get 2y equals negative 4x plus 9. Now I'm not putting 9 minus 4x because I know where I'm going. I want these in mx plus b. So I'm always going to put that x first. Then I'm going to divide everybody by 2. I'll get y equals negative 2x plus 9 over 2. Now, is this a right angle triangle? Why? Are these two perpendicular? Right? These are negative reciprocals. Therefore, they are perpendicular. Okay? And a great thing about knowing how to use your graphing calculator is putting these in. So I just got to zoom 6. Why did I do that? Shouldn't do that. Stop. Have all those other graphs in there that are going to do a lot of stupid things right now. Okay, so I want to clear this, clear that. So if I go y equals, now I'm going to do this in bracket, 3/5 x minus 2. And then I'm going to put the other one in, y equals negative 5/3 x minus 3. And my last one is negative 2x plus 9 over 2. Now I want to show you something. In Zoom 6, this is like a widescreen calculator. So you can see there, those are all increments of 1, but they're spread out quite a bit. Okay, something went wrong there. Did I put it in right? Okay. Okay, so they must be meeting down here more. I'm thinking it's this, and they're meeting down there. Okay? Now, this doesn't look like a right angle anywhere, because that's because I'm on, but if you go zoom 5, zoom square, it'll actually make your calculator, the increments the same both. And you can see that looks much more like a right angle triangle. And this one may look like it's sort of parallel, but it's not. It's going to come, and it will meet it about down here somewhere. Here's your right angle triangle. There's your right angle right there. Okay, so zoom square to see how it made all the increments the same. Because this is a widescreen calculator, when you hit zoom 6, these are all 1, and those are 1, but you see how these are spread out quite a bit, so it doesn't look as nice. So that's why zoom square will definitely make it look like a right angle a lot better. Okay, and that's another way to check your work. Right, to make sure that, of course, you are okay, so here is my right angle right there. Okay, and these would be meeting up down here somewhere. Okay, so there's your right angle triangle. That's actually called a proof. You're using other knowledge to prove something, right? And this would be your proof right here that they are indeed meeting at 90. Now a line passes through points 2, 3, and 1, 7. Determine the equation of a line in general form that is perpendicular to this line. Perpendicular to this line and has a y-intercept of negative 3. Okay, so here's what I'm looking at. I got this line, 2, 3. It's right there. Negative 1, 7. It's about up here. Okay, so I got this line here. It wants the equation of a line that's perpendicular to it that goes through negative 3. So this is what they're asking for, this line right here. Now how on earth are you supposed to find an equation of a line way down there when they don't even give me an equation of the line that's perpendicular to it? How would I go about this? Yep. Okay, great. So if we could find the slope of this, can we find the slope of the red line? Because it's going to be a negative reciprocal to it. And I know the negative reciprocal slope and the y-intercept, that's y equals mx plus b. And then I can change it to general form after that. So the first thing we want to do is find the slope of, which equals m, of pq. Now remember x1, y1, x2, y2. So y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. 7 minus 3 is 4. Negative 1 minus 2 is negative 3, which is negative 4/3. I'm going to put that negative up top. So the slope of this line is negative 4/3. Therefore, what's the slope of this line? 3/4. What's the y-intercept? So the equation would be y equals 3/4 x minus 3. Now it asked for it in general form, right? So then we'd multiply everybody by 4. 4y equals 3x minus 12. Then I'm going to bring the 4y over. I'll get 3x minus 4y minus 12. So we're not doing anything new here, but do you see how you have to know your stuff if you even know where to start and where to go next? Okay. Determine the equation of a line in general form that is parallel to the line 3x minus 2y minus 12 equals 0 and passes through the point 1, 3. So I've got a line 3x minus 2y minus 12 equals 0. Now what form is that line in right now? What? General. What is good about general? Nothing. Okay? Helps us understand nothing. Okay? I've been doing this for a long time. If I look at that, I'm not, oh yeah, I know what that line looks like. Okay? I still would have to get that into y equals mx plus b to go, oh, okay, now I know what it looks like. Okay? So general form is useless. It only gives it to us with no fractions and it equaling 0. So later I could solve, actually it's not useless. Later it'll show me I can solve for x and find the x-intercepts. Okay? Well, we've done that already by putting y as 0. Now, so I got 3x minus 2y minus 12 equals 0. Again, for our purposes, this is a very useless form. We want to get this y equals. So I'm going to minus 3x and I'm going to add 12. I get negative 2y equals negative 3x plus 12. Okay, and then I will divide by negative 2 to everybody. Y equals 3 over 2x plus 6. It is minus 6. I just noticed that. Minus 6. Okay, now I could do this one roughly. What's the y-intercept of this one? So I hit negative 6, say it's down here, and from there, how am I going to find my next point? Up 3, right? 1, 2, 3 over 2. So we're looking at roughly this line here And it says, can you find me the equation of a line that passes through negative 1, 3? Negative 1, 3. Negative 1, 3 is about right here. Right? Does that look good? And I want it to be parallel to it. So this is point negative 1, 3. So how do I find the equation of that line? I know the equation of this line is right here. How do I find the equation of this line? Nope. It's parallel, right? And I drew them parallel, I hope. Does that look kind of parallel-y? Yeah, doing my best up here. Yep. What do we call that? The slope point form. Yep. Okay. So, well, but I don't know the slope. They didn't give it to me. Where? Oh, very clever. So y minus negative 1. This is y. Oop, no, y minus 3. Sorry. See, I should always label them first before I get talking here. So that's x1, y1. Y minus 3 equals m. 3 over 2. I get to use the same slope because it's parallel. X minus negative 1. So y minus 3 equals 3 over 2x. Now this is plus 1, right? Plus 3 over 2. Okay? Now, students loved this part yesterday. It was hard for them to even keep the smile off their face when they asked me how to do these. We got to add 3 to here and add 3 to here, but can we just go and add 3? We have to find a common denominator. So we got 3 over 2 plus, now 3 is the same thing as 6 over 2. So then that would give us y equals 3 over 2x plus 9 over 2. Now that's the equation of the line in y, or slope y-intercept. Not what they asked for though. They asked for us to give it in general. Okay? Luckily, we're all trained in the art of changing from slope y to general. We're going to multiply everybody by 2 because fractions are bad. So that gives me 2y equals 3x plus 9. One more little step. Get rid of the 2y. I'm going to minus 2y here, right? Minus 2y. So 0 equals 3x minus 2y plus 9. So the good part about today's objective is that you're using all 7 prior to this to do these questions. Now you might be going, yeah, that kind of sucks. I'm going to know 7 objectives. But at least you're studying, right? There will be no surprises for you. If you do this worksheet and you get every question, you should be surprised if you don't get 100. Okay, you should be like, what happened? And I guarantee it was some silly mistake. But if you can do this worksheet here, you are going to be in fine form for doing the definitely the practice test and the unit test. Now, determine the equation of a line in general form that passes through point 1, negative 1, 2, and is parallel to the y-axis. Okay, so it is going through negative 1, 2. It's right there. It is just a vertical line. So this one takes absolutely no work if you know what you're doing. The answer is x equals negative 1. In general form, x plus 1 equals 0. Remember that whenever you have vertical lines, this is like x equals 2, x equals 3, x equals 5. Okay, that's what that is. I should have made my x and y axis a different color. Okay, and if I was to do a horizontal line, that would be like y equals 4. Okay, so it's always y equals when you go this way. And if you forget, put it in your calculator quick. Can you put x equals in your calculator? No, but you can put the y. If the y's are going like this, you've just used the process of elimination that the other one should be going like this. Okay? So again, it is a shame when students give those ones up on a test or a multiple choice question because they're fast. And if you know your stuff, easy. If you don't know your stuff, slow and hard. Okay. Determine the equation of the line in general form. It has a y-intercept of 4 and is perpendicular to the line y equals negative 3x minus 2. Okay, this one should be an insult to your intelligence. Okay, you should be wondering why you even got up this morning to do a question this easy. Someone should be able to just, in slope y-intercept form, should be able to give it to me like that without having to write anything down. I want you to write it down fast. Come on, what would be the equation? Has a y-intercept of 4 and it's perpendicular to the line y equals negative 3x, 3/5 x minus 2. That is a 5-second question. 4 if you don't stop to itch your nose. Okay, Zach, what would be the answer? Y equals 5/3 x plus 4. Does that have a y-intercept of 4? Is it perpendicular to negative 3/5? So I would be happy with that. Now, that is a all or nothing question. Either you know it or you don't. Okay? There's no half getting this one because you're going to get half of 0. Okay? If this is a multiple choice, that's all they have to do. They just have to ask this in a multiple choice and have an A, B, C, D. Right? Bang, fast. Right? And in fact, if you want a tip from a guy that really, really, really sucks at multiple choice questions, do not look at the answers. You do it. Don't look down because it'll draw you away. You do the question, you write it down, then you go look for it. Okay? On the diploma, the math diploma, every single multiple choice question could be done without the answers. Okay? And that is a written law, rule in diploma questions for math. Okay? It can't be like you need those 4 to do the question. Okay? There are some ones like that hover around once in a while, but you should not need it. And because I've always been really bad at multiple choice tests, never figured out why. Give me a written, I can do well. Multiple choice, they told me that was a sign of genius. I think they just trying to make me feel okay. But the trick that saved me was not going and looking for them. Oh, I know what that one's easy. And then I go look for it. No, I take the step, I do it, and then I match it. Okay? Not go look for it, I match it. And that gave me a lot more success, especially on math, multiple choice questions. Now this one's close to being done, but it's said in general form. So I'm going to multiply everybody by 3. So I will get 3y equals 5x plus 12. And then the one little step of bringing the minus 3y to both sides and get that baby right there. So not a lot of work. The more you know, the less work you have to do. Okay? And you definitely don't want something like this turning into a 5-minute question. Because if it wasn't meant to be a 5-minute question, that means you're sacrificing another part of your exam somewhere else. Now, is parallel to the line AB with the same y-intercept as the line y equals negative, or y equals 2x minus 4. Okay? So, how can I find out the equation of a line? What 2 things do I need? Slope and y-intercept. Can I find the slope? Okay. This is x1, y1, x2, y2. I always write this down for me as much for you. If I don't do that, I always mix them up. Okay, and if you find you're mixing them up, take that 1 second to write those in, and it helps you. Okay, and that's the trick to math, trying to get rid of the dumb mistakes, right? Students always say, oh, Mr. Ron made a dumb mistake. I'm like, well, there's no such thing as a smart mistake, actually, right? So it's kind of redundant. But it's usually because you skipped a step. And I know why we all skip steps, right? Because we want to get done faster. We want to get to the wrong answer way faster, okay? But that's probably the definition of inefficiency. Because say Hisham doesn't do the question at all. How long did it take him? 0 seconds. How about I do it, but I skip one step? It takes me 3 minutes. I get the wrong answer. And Hisham and I get the same mark. So who is more efficient? Him. So if efficiency is your game, don't do the question at all. Okay? If that's your pure game, don't do the question at all. That's the most efficient. And it's very efficient for me to mark too, which I appreciate. Okay? I just have to look at it. Nice. Okay? I hope you're getting the point of this story. It's like on the test last week, I told the students, I said, for number 2, can you write a little note? Mr. Trimble, I did not use brackets, so you can mark this wrong automatically. Okay? Half of them were like, why would I write that? Shouldn't I just use brackets? Where I was going. But everybody that did not use brackets got it wrong. Why? Because I only told them a million times, always substitute the brackets, right? If you don't substitute the brackets, you'll get it wrong. Why are they missing the brackets? A, they forgot the rule. B, they were saving time so they could get to the wrong answer faster. No one did. No, they went and changed it, weirdly enough. Would you have actually taken the wrong mark and done that? Okay, well then you've got other problems. That's a whole other issue, right? That's a whole other issue. Then that would be an ironic note. That's like, I am in your house right now, but you're not in their house. It's kind of a useless note. Okay, how do I find the slope? What are the numbers I'm going to put in? 2 minus 7 over minus 0. 2 minus 7, negative 5. 4 minus 0 is 4. 2 minus 7 is not. Yep, okay. Everyone good with that? The person who I got the notes from here wrote the wrong answer, so I had to change the right answer all the way through. Okay, so what is my new equation? Y equals, I need a line parallel to this one, but a different y-intercept. Negative 5 over 4 x minus 4. That would be the only thing left is to turn into general. Okay. And if this is starting to seem redundant, then that means you actually get it. If you're still kind of surprised with what goes down, that means you do need more practice, right? So I have 4y minus 5x equals negative 16. And then I'm just going to get rid of that. So it's negative 5x minus 4y minus 16. Yes, Hisham? What's wrong? What a surprise. I never expected that from you. 0 is 5x plus 4y plus 16. You want to hear something ironic? Tell them what you did on your quiz today, Hisham. Okay, yeah, no, I knew you were, yeah, I'm just... That was irony at its greatest, okay? He's good at judging others, but not himself. That's what I learned from that little tidbit. He's ready to jump on me at any time. And he gets it wrong. He's like, come on, man, back off. Easy. Okay, is perpendicular to the line 4x minus. So B and C, you know, believe it or not, they're very similar questions. We need to grab the slope, and then what is this? That's the y-intercept, right? Are you seeing those as synonymous now? Anything 0, negative 1 is y-intercept. Okay, so we want to get it into a useful form. We've already said many times this is a tough way to be able to get any information from. So I am going to get minus 4x and plus 12 on the other side. So negative 6y equals negative 4x plus 12. Then I'm going to divide everybody by negative 6. Y will equal, now negative 4, 6, a negative negative is a positive, and 4, 6 would reduce down to 2 over 3x minus 2. Okay, so this is the slope of this line. What will be the slope of my perpendicular line with a y-intercept of 0, negative 1? Okay, so putting up your hand, tell me the equation of the perpendicular line. Yes? Very good. Okay, and we could put that in general form, but let's just... Obviously you need glasses. Okay. Oh, you needed that? Sorry. I had to. Okay. D, very fast question. But you don't want to, I would always recommend drawing a picture for these, because if it is going through negative 1, 2, negative 1, 2, be about there. Okay, it's negative 1, 2. And I am passing through it parallel to the x-axis. So what would be the equation? Y equals 2. Now, what would be the other distractors if this was multiple choice? X equals 2, but even a better one? Y equals negative 1 will be my biggest other distractor. Okay? Now, what if you didn't know for sure? What if for this one you're like, oh, did I memorize it wrong? Give me a way that I can guarantee I can get this one right. Yes? Put it in your calculator, you guys. All you have to do is get rid of all this stuff and put y equals 2. That's simple. Okay? Equals 2. And then zoom 6. Let's get that. And you can see it is going through negative 1, 2. Negative 1, 2 is right there. Okay? So it is something that many of you will mix up. Okay? Maybe if we have, and that's why the graphing calculator is so necessary. And as you can see, I've never used it to get by on a concept that is going to hurt you later that you don't know. Okay? Because there is ways I could teach you to use your calculator to maybe find some of those things, but it would be a small advantage now and would hurt you in 20 and 30. Okay? I know I teach 20 and 30. The students that come to me without that ability to do it, they really struggle on other concepts, right? But it is so nice when you can have something on your desk that will check your work for you. It is very handy. Okay? And especially those of you that that are in a high pressure situation where you want to maintain that high mark or maintain that 100, that's the tool that is going to help you even walk out of a test feeling a little bit more secure of what answer you got. Now, what is a line that is perpendicular to x equals 5 and passes through point 2, negative 7? Okay, well, 2, negative 7 would be down here. And the line x equals 5, what does that look like? Yeah, 2 words, horizontal or vertical. See how we're mixing things up? It's vertical through. So it's vertical through 5. Okay, that is this line right here. So I need to pass through point 27 and be perpendicular to it. That would be the line Raven? Y equals negative 7. Okay, and then y plus 7 equals 0 if you want to go to general form, I guess. I want to just turn the top one into general form. This would be y minus 2 equals 0. Okay, so you've got the worksheet. So do yourself the favor. Make sure you go through that entire worksheet, do every question, because it's going to be money in the bank for you. You will do much, much better on your unit exam. Every question that you don't do puts you at a disadvantage to your